Hi guys, this is Wayne again. So I'm following up on yesterday's video. I realized that after I posted the video and watched it myself, I realized that this probably needed to have some more information and probably raised more questions than I actually have answers. So I want to kind of go over that with people in this, what I'm going to be calling my addendum video. One of the first things I really want to kind of talk about was not only did I post a YouTube video, I had basically posted a Facebook post out there. And where I normally post to Facebook fairly frequently and get replies from family and friends, comments, thumbs up, smiley faces, what have you. There has only been two replies to my most recent Facebook post where I was actually asking for help. One was from one of my coworkers that I had worked with some time ago. She wanted to reach out to me and give me a virtual hug for the best description I can think of. The other person I heard back from today was my friend John. He's a high school buddy I've gone to school with. We used to go camping together. He's a great guy. He had helped me out when I was having problems in January, and he told me that he was going to be sending me some more money to kind of help me out right now. So, John, thank you very much. I love you, man. I really do appreciate it. I have only wished that some of the other guys that we've kept in contact have helped me out. Some have, notably Kevin, back in January, paid my rent, which was greatly appreciated. That helped me out so much. I had sent out a text yesterday as well because I have a therapy session tomorrow and I need a ride. I don't have the money for Uber or for Lyft. Can't take a taxi. And I heard back from just one guy. The other guys have not replied to let me know what their availability is going to be. The one guy who did reply, he has got to be working tomorrow, so unfortunately he can't help me out. But it was a little disconcerting that of all the friends that I have here in the Denver area, that only one took the time out to look at the text and get back to me to let me know what's going on. And the other guys that I basically texted have been supportive and helped me out a lot. I've also been looking at a lot of the YouTube videos that are out there from other bloggers. Most of them are very well done, very good content, and I've been reading them and leaving comments where appropriate, hoping that some people would be interested in actually looking at my blog and most specifically my last and latest video, and hopefully this one as well. I'm not looking for money. These videos are not supporting or promoting any products or services. I'm not trying to drive up the numbers just for the sheer point of it. I want to share what I'm going through and how I'm feeling, and I'm hoping that some people will be able to support me with their comments, with suggestions, with advice, or just with friendship. I could use some good friends right now. So if people would just let me know that they can appreciate and understand where I'm coming from and provide the support that I kind of need at this point in time. A lot of guys who are posting on YouTube are strong advocates for our community and our family being together and not to discriminate based upon the person's age or their weight or the color of their skin or whether they're bi or transgender. But us guys who are older and are disabled, don't really feel the love in real life, which is a little disappointing. So I'm hoping that people who view this video and view my last video will spread the word, get the word out, let people know how I feel, what I'm going through, kind of share it with other people. And I would love to see some comments and hopefully to make some friends, because really that's kind of what I need at this point in time. A lot of people would ask when they looked at the prior video, why aren't you getting more support from your family? Well, my mother and father passed away. I lost my dad in 2013 and my mom in 2014. My brother and I are currently estranged. We had a disagreement on some finances at around the time of my mom's funeral. I was partially to blame. I made some poor decisions and made some mistakes. I was not really in a good financial position at that point in time, and my brother had to shoulder a disproportionate burden. But unfortunately, the way it was handled could have been a lot better from both our perspectives. And I've apologized to my brother, and I hope he understands I still love him. But unfortunately, the reciprocity that I've gotten from him has been lacking. And it's disappointing because I really do miss him and his wife and his two kids, my niece and my nephew. A lot of people will say, well, Wayne, there's a lot of resources out there. Why aren't you using them? Well, I am. I have started the process of applying for help on the state level, specifically aimed with the state of Colorado. They have a lot of programs that are out there, and I'm hoping to get some assistance, and I've actually started that process. I can tell you it's not easy. I don't think the system is actually designed for the betterment or benefit of the people who actually apply for it. It seems like these systems are designed not to be easy and to weed out people who may not qualify. But I think also in doing so, that if they structured the bureaucracy to the point in time where people who do qualify and should be getting the help just become so frustrated and don't know what to do, or they get disqualified because they didn't cross the proper T or dot the proper I. I quite honestly get the impression these days that a lot of these bureaucracies spend more money on the actual bureaucratic process than they actually would do for the people who ultimately get qualified to receive the aid that they need. But it seems like a lot of that money seems to be wasted on the actual bureaucratic process. So that's been very, 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 very frustrating. But I have been certainly reaching out. The other thing that I've noticed is that a lot of these programs you get reference to when you call up and speak with them, all they seem to be able to do is reference you to somebody else. So you're constantly playing, the telephone game where you call one person or one agency, and they're like, "Oh, you should call this person or this agency instead." And then when you do so, you find out that that person or that agency can't help you, and you should call somebody else. So it's a proverbial catch-22 the way it works, because as you try to, get help, it should be an easy process and not a convoluted or complicated one. One of the disappointments that I'm having right now, I realize that tomorrow is Pride and so is Sunday here in Denver. And I really, really wanted to go. I wanted to be involved. I missed it last year because of my amputation. This year, it's looking like it's going to be shaping up to not being able to go again. I can't get a ride. I can't Uber. I can't Lyft. So I am not going to be able to go. I'm going to have to basically watch Pride on the news or through YouTube or Tumblr or what have you. So kind of disappointing. I was really hoping with some of the people on YouTube that live locally that I could meet up with them somehow. People on Tumblr, I have a Tumblr account that's got like 17,000 followers. Kind of reached out to them, and just not feeling the love is that in that regard. So it's been disappointing. I've had to get to the point now where I'm rationing my own food. I don't have a lot of fresh food left. I've got stuff in the freezer. I've got stuff in the refrigerator. I have a lot of dry goods. I've got canned goods. So I'm not going to be starving any time in the near future. But a lot of the basics I'm having to forego. Milk and eggs and butter and stuff like that. A lot of the stuff that I need to cook other things, I don't know, I don't have, and I don't know how I'm going to substitute for them. So, it's going to be rough for the next couple of weeks as my cupboards become more and more bare and the refrigerator gets emptied. Leftovers are pretty much gone at this point in time. I'm not going to be having any fresh foods here for a while. When I finish up the last of my bread and rolls, that's going to be gone, and I won't have that until I can see what happens. Now, like I said earlier, I'm applying for assistance with, food and medical and therapy. Trying to see if I can get cheap rides or free rides. Seeing if I can get help with rent and utilities. But these bureaucracies are not really. Doesn't appear to be designed to actually be helpful. They're more designed to look like a PR process that they're actually offered, but they're certainly not streamlined and efficient in the way it actually works. So, that's been something that I have gone through and I am actually still going through. And I don't know whether any of that's really going to amount to anything while I wait for the long-term disability to actually kick in. With the long-term disability, I will most likely be losing my job. Today is the last day of my FMLA protection that I have through my employer, and they've made it quite clear that today is that last day. So I very much suspect that sometime next week I will be notified that my employer is no longer my employer, my ex-employer. With that gone and then my benefits gone, I really don't know what I'm going to do. I suspect there'll be supplemental insurance or COBRA. But if there's any type of a bill for me to foot, I won't be able to afford it because I just don't have any money. And I won't have any money until the short-term disability processes, and that could be a couple more weeks. And then the disability for Social Security, that can take several months. And if neither of those get approved, then I will have to get some legal help to appeal to get that. I'm not in a position right now where I can actually work, being disabled. I have to work from home or have limited physical mobility because I am wearing the prosthetic. Speaking of which, the prosthetic itself is only a temporary prosthetic. I've had to cancel at least 2 appointments now because I couldn't actually get to the prostheticist's office. The one that I'm wearing is just a temporary one. Once I go through the fitting process, I will get a carbon fiber version, which will become a permanent prosthetic that I can wear. I don't wear it 24/7, but permanent in regards to the fact that it would be properly fitting for me right now, and I'll be able to use it without having to get any refittings for a while. But if my benefits are going to go away, how is that going to get paid for? The therapy that I'm going through, I've got the appointment tomorrow. How is that going to be paid for? If I can't afford any supplemental insurance or how COBRA works, I don't know. These are questions that I will probably be finding out when my employer notifies me of my discharge. They said I can come back to work, but if I'm not capable of working because of my disability, because of my depression, my inability to concentrate for long periods of time or focus, how is all that going to work? In regards to what I've just said, this is probably my 4th or 5th version of this video because I can't seem to get my thoughts all in order at any given time. I'm surprised it actually made it this long without having to stop and edit something else in. So we'll see. But guys, like I said in the last video, it's not all flowers and kittens and rainbows. It's tough, especially when a person like in my situation. I know there's others out there. I am not the only one. I realize that, but I have to relate to me at this point in time. I have to focus on me at this point in time. So all I would like to do is, if you do watch these videos, please leave a comment. If you are local, I would love people to reach out to me, and meet up if we can. Because I could use some friends, I could use support. And again, I'm not looking for handouts. I'm not looking for people to just send me money. I realize that if you watch somebody on YouTube asking for money, it's probably the worst thing in the world that you can do. Just like getting an email from the bankers in Nigeria that tell you if you reply to their email, you could potentially get a bank account worth $7 million. All you have to do is reply to their email and provide your banking information. Yeah, right. So, but what I need is basically friends. I need to hear from people. I need comments. Maybe people know of resources that I haven't thought of yet. Maybe they know somebody that I could actually speak to. They have a friend who, is a lawyer or in financial, or there's maybe people out there that maybe could provide me new employment, even with my limitations that I actually have, or point me in the direction of people that I can speak to for help. So, the circle of friends that I have, I need to expand, and I'm hoping that through these videos, I can reach out to people and make them understand of what I'm going through, understand that there's other people out there like this, that, I can basically tap into and find the resources and the support that I really need at this point in time.